We go to London, yes, England. A BBC host commits a cardinal sin by saying pregnant people are women, then correcting herself because they're women.
Yes! Yes!
People complained.
How did we get here?
And there was crying. Because, of course, there was. I'm Jazz Berganzo on this. This coming from the same country that if you said men are men and women are women,
What the fuck?
expect a knock on the door from the police.
He ain't lying.
But it's what's next.
The game has just begun.
Happy Monday, ladies and gentlemen. Jazz Berganzo, what's next? Your daily dose. Common sense, facts, salt. Hope you guys are feeling good today on this day. Well, I didn't do a video or videos on Friday because, of course, I had a number of appointments, including doctors, but took care of the more important stuff. Anywho, I'm here for you. We go to London. Yes, England. You know, the lovely, lovely city of London. Of course, you have Buckingham Palace, you know, Big Ben, London Bridge, the Royals, and of course, the BBC, the British Broadcasting Corporation, which of course has rules. And if you don't abide by them, yeah, there's going to be problems. Like what? Well, in a recent broadcast, a BBC host commits the cardinal sin, wait for it, by saying pregnant people are women. What? Yes. She said pregnant people are women. People complained. They were crying. They were clutching their pearls. Their rectums were clenching. And she didn't give up. I love it. And here we go. This comes out of kick. BBC host broke rules by replacing pregnant people with women. The ECU, and we'll talk about what that is, added that Croxall's expression and praise she later received online showed that she was sharing a, quote, a personal view on a controversial matter. No controversy here. It's basic common sense and facts. Anyway, the British Broadcasting Corporation says presenter Martine Croxall broke network rules by changing the phrase pregnant people to women during a live broadcast. No, this isn't satire. London, quote, a London School of Hygiene and Tropical Medicine. Really? That's a thing? Anyway, has released a research that said nearly 600 heat-related deaths are expected in the UK, Croxall said back in June. This was in June. We're in November. Figured that. While introducing a news item about a study on protecting vulnerable people in hot weather. Quote, the researcher says that aged pregnant people are women and with those pre-existing health conditions need to take precautions. In a properly functioning society, Croxall's correction, and it is a correction, wouldn't be a story. But in Britain, her segment sparked widespread outrage. Ooh, people were mad, and of course, they were crying. And let's see, according to the BBC's Executive Complaints Unit, yes, that is a thing, Executive Complaints Unit. 20 viewers filed complaints, and of course, they cried. They were clutching pearls about Croxall's reaction. Then the ECU then determined that she breached the BBC's editorial standards for impartiality. Impartiality. Imagine caring so much about a woman calling a group of pregnant people women that you filed a complaint with her employer. Also, imagine how cowardly the employer would have to agree with and support the complainers instead of basically saying, off. No, they took it because they bent over, grabbed their ankles. Anyway, quote, the phrase pregnant people was followed by a facial expression which has been variously interpreted by complaints, showing as disgust, ridicule, contempt, or exasperation, BBC said in a news release on Thursday. Is that so? Well, this came from James Estes on X. In June, a BBC teleprompter instructed presenter Mark Croxall to say pregnant people. She bravely corrected his term by saying women. Today, the BBC has announced that she broke the rules because of her facial expression. Our national broadcast is a disgrace, and I'm sure. But here we go.
London School of Hygiene and Tropical Medicine has released research which says that nearly 600 heat-related deaths are expected in the UK.
Okay.
Malcolm Mystery, who was involved in the research, says that the aged, pregnant people, women, and those with pre-existing health conditions need to take precautions.
I love it. I absolutely love it. The ECU added that Cruxell's expression and the praise she later received online was sharing a personal view, of course, on a controversial matter. Quote, even accepting this explanation. However, the ECU considered the facial expression which accompanied the change of people to women, laid it open to interpretation that indicated a particular viewpoint on controversies currently surrounding trans identity, and the congratulatory messages Ms. Cruxell later received on social media, together with the critical views expressed in complaints by the BBC and elsewhere, tended to confirm that the impression of her having expressed a personal view with a widely shared across the spectrum of opinion on the issue, the news release said. Blah, 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 blah. They cried, and yeah, we have to listen to them. It's unclear what punishment, or if any, Cruxell will face for breaking the BBC rules. The network declined to comment to Fox News Digital, because of course they did, but the fact that changing pregnant people to women is now considered a controversial matter shows just how detached from reality things have become in the UK. Then again, networks in the US like MS Now aren't much better, though no one would even think about calling pregnant women women? Cruxell, however, did gain a new supporter. I have a new favorite BBC presenter. Harry Potter author J.K. Rowling said on X, "Me too." This is actually the second time Cruxell has supposedly violated the BBC rules. Back in 2022, EC ruled that she risked disclosing her personal views on a controversial leadership election by declaring that it was, quote, all very exciting amid breaking news that Boris Johnson would not stand. The BBC responded by temporarily taking her off the air because she dared complain. Actually, I'm sorry, but she dared say, hey, the election, it's a good thing. Yeah, now let's kick her off. Garbage. That's for you, Miss Cruxell. Like I said, I've never heard of you. I never seen you before, but you've gained a new fan and a new respect from me. Again, let's emphasize what the article said. Because it's a controversial matter, personal viewpoint. Because she dared, she had the balls, she had the gall, she had the testicular fortitude to say pregnant people are women. Calling out the obvious, common sense, facts, biology, what have you, faith. But J.K. Rowling loves her, and so do I. And with that being said, I'm Jazz Berganzo. This is What's Next. Want to see more like this? Please leave a comment below. Like it, share, subscribe to it. Hit that notification bell so you guys never miss a thing. Continue spreading the word about the show. Appreciate you guys watching as always, and we'll see you next time. Peace.